Hello guys, hope you are doing well. This is TJ and you are listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. This is my review of Impact Wrestling 19th May 2021. This show was a very good show. I liked the show and the matches were also good as well. This show opened actually with the Under Siege highlights that we had seen last week on Saturday, and the match we saw first was Rohit Raju versus James something. So they had been going with the storyline since 2 weeks now. Rohit Raju had actually cost James something that uh, qualifier match of the that six-man for the Impact World Championship that we saw under siege. So trying initially Rohit Raju was trying to get that speed by advantage, and Jake something was cutting him off with his power advantage, and Shera had his own distraction going as well, which was adding to help for Rohit Raju, and Rohit was targeting Jake's arm at the point, and then he was targeting leg, and then he was kind of targeting the head as well, going Inziguri and a kick as well. But the main building was on his main building, and wrenching and damaging was of Jake something was his arm. And the finish of the match we saw Jake actually trying to hit that standing suplex, but Jake something was near to the ropes. Sher actually pulled off his leg, and Rohit actually got the pin, and he got the win. Good match. It was fun. I liked the story and chemistry that they had. They told a good story of strength and power, that speed and quickness of Rohit Raju. Rohit Raju is a very good wrestler. He puts on some good matches, to some fun matches to see, and it's pleasant to see his matches. So this was a good opener, and post-match we saw Jake attacking Shera by a chair shot. Rohit didn't help, but he was just standing there, and then he take out the table and hit a brutal, gruesome spear to Shera onto the in the ring, in the ring into the corner. So then this was a very good opener, and Shera versus Jake something is gonna happen next week or at the pay-per-view of against all odds, I suppose. And then we got to the segment, another one segment that two segments were there. First segment was of Taylor and Tenil, and that same stuff actually. Taylor Wilde is not interested to making the tag team with the Tenil Dashwood, and that was the discussion was. And the second we got after the match was Grace and Ellering are trying to come back to the tag team title picture again, as they are discussing. As by Grace actually says that she's gonna talk to Scott Demore to have a match again for the tag team championship. That was they was discussing about, but we got another thing later on the match that I would discuss. The second match we got was Kiara Hogan versus Tenil Dashwood. This match for me was an average match, I would say. And at the end of this was an okay match. At the end of the finish of the match, we saw Tenil actually going to roll up and got the victory. And here the heels attack. The post match was kind of interesting stuff. That heels were attacking. Tenil, but then the faces come back. Uh, uh, Grace and Eldring actually uh, sorry about that. Tenil rolled up and got the victory here, and then the heels actually were attacking. Kiera Hogan and Dasha were attacking, and then here comes Havoc and Taylor, and they were kind of acting. They were the faces. They were helping Tenil Dashwood. And Tenil Dashwood, I think so. She has turned face, and those three women, Havoc. Havoc, Taylor Wilde, and Tenil Dashwood. I think these three women are gonna have the triple threat match or something at against all odds, I suppose, or maybe a one-on-one singles match, Tenil Dashwood versus Taylor Wilde, and that's what should happen. I'm fed up with this segment that they are having of the tag team, even though she is clear in each and every segment she's not caring about the Knockouts Tag Team Championship right now. She want to go to that main title, that is Knockouts Championship. So that's kind of what is happening. So then we go to the next segment, the continuation of that Grace and Ellering. And Grace and Ellering actually got another proposition plan that they are going to face each other, and they are not going to have a tag team championship match actually. And I thought that there's going to be some heel turn or something, because they are very good baby faces. So I thought that they are going to end the story with badly, like attacking Grace, or Ellering turning heel, maybe something. Then we go to the another segment which uh, another segment with Juice Robinson and Finn Juice actually. That's the short form we could say, and they are saying that they are going to take back the tag team championship, and they're going to Japan tomorrow, as they are saying. And I was doubting that are they going to take that Impact World Tag Team Championships with them when they are going to Japan. So how would they be representing the tag team division then? What all would be they fighting for? I don't. I was skeptical about that, but we did have the explanation after that. So next we got was the third match, which was Patty Williams versus VSK. VSK match that we saw. Before the pay-per-view under siege last week actually with El Fantasma, his build-up match that was very great, but this week VSK was kind of underwhelming for me. I actually praised him very much last week. I actually was loving his matches, but loved his match, but I was kind of this was a kind of squash match, I would say. An average match, nothing to talk about that much. Test for VSK for as he's developing, and that the match with ELP was much better than this match, I would say, because the movements and all the VSK was doing was kind of very slow. It's not what I thought about, because it was over and over again that was being displayed like that. So VSK was in the first match. Was not that at that level of in this second match. So I thought though both of them performed well. PT Williams actually is a very good wrestler, good in that ring. So that match very average, I would say, okay match. And then we got to the next segment, which was Rich Swan. Rich Swan being interviewing that he actually returned to attack Will Morrissey, and lost. He said he admits that he lost a Trebling, and now he has target on Morrissey because of because how he's destroying the Impact roster. And suddenly, Morrissey out of nowhere kicks a boot to the kicks a boot to Swan's face. He actually destroys this guy. I think so. Swan is gonna lose. Morrissey is gonna be winning. But this story is gonna be very good. And Swan actually, Rich Swan is very good baby face to display any story. This story is gonna be very good. The match itself would be very nice. That David versus Goliath type thing, because the size difference and the style difference is very drastic in their character as well. So I am interested to see this match, Will Morrissey versus Rich Swan. That's going to happen. I maybe at the pay-per-view, I suppose. And then we got to the next segment, that was Swingers Palace. I mean, I don't like this segment. I don't know why. Just nonsense. I thought about this because I can tell you what they were actually the whole thing that happened. And they are gonna have a tag team match, TJP and Falaba versus Pete Williams and one more uh, one more one more guy is gonna be I don't remember. I actually don't paid attention to this segment because I personally don't like this segment. So I didn't focus upon it. So then we got the Indrik segment where Moose comes out, and it's such a treat to watch Moose. And it's like it's same like a feeling of Roman Reigns coming to a show. So say that feeling doesn't come when Kenny Omega, who's the world champion, that doesn't come for me. But the Moose is the real champion that should have, and he's more than ready. He's at the top. He's at the 100% right now. As I'm seeing him. Uh, so Moose actually, we know he won last week under Siege, six-way contenders match. Moose is the number one contender for Impact World Championship. Moose comes out and he tells that about his accomplishment and his physique and all, and his records in the NFL and all. He was 7 years a top player in football, and then out comes Kenny Omega and Don Callis, and Callis says you may have a good physically, you may be good physically, but you are not at the level of the god of wrestling, Kenny Omega. And Moose threatens Callis and Omega. They were kind of intimidating him, but Moose had none of it. And Moose said, "If you run off your mouth, I would snatch you," he said. And Kenny Omega was trying to then get to this, and they do you want to fight and all that. That's going to happen. But his friends actually come back, and Omega says, "If you play with me, you're playing with the whole elite." So they were going to attack, but Sammy Callahan suddenly comes to the ring. He was in the ring, and then the heels actually was gone from there. So then actually the same segment continued after that. Not the in-ring segment, the backstage segment, where Moose actually said to Callahan that I don't need any help from you. He also tells that I don't need I know I don't you don't need any help, but I would be doing whatever I want that Impact Wrestling needs, because they are kind of having that invasion storyline. So all of them, like Rich Swann, Sami Callihan, they are all the baby faces, and they are protecting the Impact and the Impact Championship and all, and they want that back. So they want the championship to their own turf. So that was being uh, that was he saying he just want to protect and back up Impact as a company. And and he also said that whoever is gonna win at against all odds paper, which was on June 15th, which is Moose versus Omega, and he's gonna coming back for that Impact World Championship. He's gonna take that, he says. And then we got us interesting segments. I would like to see Callahan versus Moose. That would be a great match as well. And then we got to the fourth match, which was Jordan Grace versus Rachel Ring. Going to this match, I didn't expect that this should be a very great match, but this match turned out to be a very great match, and this was a great match to see. And you should watch this one match because I think that they should turn anyone heel, and that should be a very good storyline then going on, and they would have a very great storyline as well, cementing the that development of these two wrestlers. Grace is actually a kind of experienced wrestler, but Ellering needs that spotlight, so Grace can do that, I think so. So this was a very babyface kind of match. The two babyface, two great friends, and they were appreciating each other going into the match. Respecting each other. This was a match which is displaced technical mastery. Just like I said in my review of NXT UK, that I don't compare with anyone, but AK versus Tyler Bate, that match, that the same stuff was going on, but this were women's, and the story that they told, the skills that they shown, technical wrestling, and you all guys know that I love so much the technical wrestling. So I love this match actually. And we actually won. The most of the match they were doing that reversal kind of stuff, who is that feeling or process, who is better, who is but they had that great friendship going on, great technical mastery, the finest, I would say. Great encounter, but Rachel got the better of it. She actually picked up the victory by rolling out Grace, and Grace actually admitted that she got the victory. And I thought that Grace is gonna turn heel or something. I think so. They should do that, because that's the best way for the business to do. That's a wrestling 101 that we say, face versus heel, and this should be a great match if Grace turns heel, or Eldring I think should be a baby face, and it should be a very great match, I think so. Kind of experience that Jordan Grace has, but Ellering is not that much. And Grace actually will be getting pissed or something, because she's not getting better of it, because she's not getting the worth that she. I'm just laying out thoughts, what would happen or something, what they can do going forward, and that should be a great match. Tell me your thoughts as well. Does Grace would have to do Grace would have to be turned heel or something? That would be great as well, I think so. Do you think that? Tell me in the comment section below. And then we get to the next segment, which was Myers attacking Cardona again. I mean, I'm fed up with this, because Myers had two victories, and he's still not done with that. For the sake of that, just extending the rivalry, they would have great matches, but just for the sake of that, they are extending this rivalry. I mean, I'm not interested to this see. I'm not interested to see this thing. Maybe they if they form a tag team or something, that would be interesting. But I don't know what they are doing there. He brutally attacked. Uh, he just asks Cardona's name, and he just brutally hits him like anything. I mean, I don't know why. And then we go to the fifth match, which was the main event. So this show was kind of not a very packed show. This was a very smooth show that you could watch through, and this was a very good show that Impact put on. And the main event which we got was Ace Austin at Madman Fulton versus Finn Juice. Ace Austin at Madman Fulton, as you know, if you watched Under Siege, they actually won the number one contendership for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. So Ace Austin, Madman Fulton versus Finn Juice for the Impact World Tag Team Championship, and this was very good. Where Ace Austin and Madman Fulton were kind of don't have that kind of that tag team cohesion, but had that somewhat. But the cohesion that Finn Juice had, that experience that they had, the maneuvers and all the moves and all that they performed was very great, and they actually perfected that. And tag team offense, cohesion, the speed and quickness, they actually target the arms. These were the kind of points that we saw in this match, and that power guy Madman Fulton was a major advantage for Austin's team. And for the high flying stuff, Austin was there, but he was not getting better of it because Finn Juice was more experienced and more kind of getting that opportunity to capitalize on them. A very good match, a very good tag team match with good storytelling, power and speed and quickness that was going through. And Ace Austin tried, but in the finish of the match, we saw Juice with a punch to Fulton, and David with a stunner, and Juice Robinson with a pulp friction, that kill switch, and very good tag team match, a tag team championship match that I had seen. Post match, while we see the shocking that made this show very memorable, and I would say very shocking, that I didn't expect, and no one should have expect that, and no one should have thought about that this thing is there in Impact or something. And I didn't know about it, that this was there. So I actually kind of started following Impact since few weeks only, so I didn't know about what is going on. Violent by Design actually comes out after the match, but they had Eric King actually hands the call your shot trophy to ref, and that was a kind of a cash in opportunity for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. And Rhino and Joe Derry of Violent by Design were challenging, and Finn Juice were, after that hard fought victory, they were kind of tired, and they were kind of not at the 100%, and they destroy these guys. Gore by that spear by Rhino to David Finley, and a hard clothesline by Joe Derry, a very impeccable stuff that we saw to Juice. Actually, Joe Derry close line to Juice, and they become the new Impact Tag Team Championships. So great, the great title change actually there, and I am actually interested to see what. And this was unexpected. I am actually interested to see what are they gonna do next. And from last few weeks, I was seeing they are doing nothing. They are just cutting promo, but did strike well this week, and they took it with a bang, and they are the time championship. Uh, um, Including Eric King into the World Championship picture, that would also be interesting. But thoughts about this show, overall thoughts, I would say a very good episode, a solid episode of Impact, easy to watch through, and a shocking title change as well post match that I didn't expect. This is how this was. I say I actually thought about it, and I had actually written about it. This is how you end a show, because I'm not saying this is the very greatest ending of that we have ever seen, but they sure ended well, because we had questions that what is next for Violent by Design? They are the tag team championships now. What they gonna challenge? What about Finjuice? I think Finjuice is gonna go to Japan, and they're not gonna come back for some weeks or some months or something. Maybe at the time of Slammiversary or something. But this still was a very good shocking thing that caught upon me, and they hooked upon me to see the next week as well. Impact, and thumbs up from me for this show. And that's it. This week's show was a very good show. Of Impact after the Under Siege pay-per-view, and they're slowly building to that Against All Odds pay-per-view, which is on June 15th. So excited for Slammiversary as well, because they had that vignette promo as well this time, and they had that, yes, and like teasing Daniel Bryan or something. I don't think Daniel Bryan is gonna come. They just hyping that. Uh, So maybe a very good, very great time for wrestling. Double or Nothing is coming. NWA Shadow Fall pay-per-view is coming, and Impact's pay-per-view is coming, and then Slammiversary is coming, and then we have next month Hell in a Cell. So lots of wrestling content to love for the hardcore wrestling fans, and I'm very excited to review as well, and to bring about my thoughts as well. I do want to listen to your thoughts as well. So put it in the comment section below. I want to see that. So before I go, please be sure to like, share, subscribe. Please kindly like this video, because that helps in getting in searching, and that helps in my YouTube algorithms, as you know. So that's it. Be safe, stay energetic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.